So from end to end, this is our Tollanis credentialing process. I'm going to take you through a few steps. So first, we're going to start by establishing the needs for credentialing. So what type of provider are you? How many providers need credentialing? Is it a brand new practice? Is it an established practice and you're adding new providers to your group? What type of services do you offer? All of that we're going to discuss with you before we decide how to proceed. So we'll discuss the types of payers you want to be credentialed with as well. Next, we will do a kickoff call with our team and with you, the provider. During this call, we're going to discuss and explain our process and expected timeframes. We'll start submitting applications the first 2 weeks that we receive all of your credentialing documents and information. We're going to discuss cadence for our weekly updates that we'll give you on our process. That will be weekly every Friday. That's how we operate. We will discuss payer priority with you. So if you don't have an idea of payers that you want to work with, we can do research for you to find the best payers in your state, the best payers in your city or county, depending on the type of services you offer, of course. And we're also going to discuss the priority of the payers you want us to start with. So if you're really wanting to get in network with a specific payer, we can start with them first. Then we're going to give you a brief explanation of the payer's process, so you kind of know a little bit about how they will process your information. And then we're going to give you an introduction to our platform called Credentialing. So that brings us to the third step, is where we will receive and process all of your credentialing documents. So we're going to explain to you what Credentialing is, and it's our platform that securely and safely stores your documents. So once we get all the required documents, credentialing information, and logins from you there, we can start submitting the applications. So yes, that's where we're going to send you the invite to our platform and kind of just explain the different types of documents you're going to need. I know there's a lot of different type of documents depending on the payer and depending on the provider. So we're going to explain all of that to you. Right. Now we are going to verify your credentialing information. So what that means is we're going to go into platforms like CAQH to make sure that you are up to date, you're attested, all of your information matches what you've sent us. So making sure your practice information, like your address and your phone number, all of that is up to date. We're going to make sure that things like, for example, your W-9, your legal business name written on your W-9, it has to match your IRS letter legal business name. We see people run into that problem a lot, but we're going to make sure that everything is really just up to date. Nothing looks like it's close to expiring. All of your information matches in your CAQH. So then we're going to organize everything and get ready for submissions. So now we're going to start actually submitting things to the payers. The initial application can be the first step. Sometimes they just require one application. Sometimes payers are going to require 3 different applications. We're going to follow up with each payer every day to make sure that they have received our initial application and that they confirm that they are processing it. Right, then we're going to do payer follow-ups and provider updates. So after the payer has confirmed that they've received our application and they've received all the documents required, we just follow up with them to make sure there's any next steps they need for us to do, any additional documents, any additional information. We just want to make sure that they have everything they need to continue their process. So all of these payers are followed up with weekly, and we are checking just to make sure that everything's in process, nothing additional is needed. We're going to send an update to you every Friday to let you know all the payers we've contacted, what they've said for every provider we work with and every payer we work with. And we send that out every Friday. And then the final step is completion and ongoing monitoring. So during and after this credentialing process, we will be monitoring all of your credentials and your attestations. So we're going to make sure that your CAQH is updated. We're going to make sure that we watch for your licensures to make sure nothing looks expired. All of that can be monitored in our platform Credentialing. So that keeps track of all of your expirables. That'll keep track to let you know when your license is due for renewal, when your professional liability insurance is due for renewal. We will keep all of that for you. Yes, then once the provider is considered in network, participating, or active, you will receive either a welcome email or a physical contract to let you know that you are currently in network. And they will give you an effective date. That means from that day, you can start seeing patients. Sometimes the effective date is backdated. Sometimes it's a month away from when you actually get the contract. So you'll know from that effective date when you are able to start seeing your clients. And once this credentialing process is completed, we will continue to monitor your licensures, your expirables, and all of your attestations.